And we have more breaking news now in the case of a former gymnastics coach accused of molesting 3 girls at the YMCA in Middletown. James Bell was sentenced today to 20 years in prison with 8 years to serve after pleading guilty to several charges. As we've been reporting, Bell was arrested earlier this year after spending more than a decade on the run. And today he was confronted by one of the victims. Eyewitness News reporter Susan Campbell is live outside Newport Superior Court with the breaking details.
We spoke with one of Bell's victims after the hearing. She tells us Bell stole her childhood, but she says it was empowering to confront him today, and she says it is also empowering to share her story. Kaylin Britsky lived a nightmare for years. Today, she confronted the man who terrorized her when she was a young girl.
I'm really glad it's over. It was a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. To actually hear him get sentenced and to know that he's going away. But again, I think 8 years is absolutely pathetic for the crime that he committed. He took 14 years of my life, and the fact that he only has to serve 8 is depressing on top of everything else that we've had to deal with.
In Newport Superior Court, James Bell pleaded guilty to 3 of 7 child molestation charges. Bell admitted to molesting 3 girls, all under the age of 14, at the Newport County YMCA in 2001 through 2003. Bell was arrested in 2003, but when he was out on bail, he took off. The former gymnastics coach evaded police for more than a decade before he was captured this year in Washington. Kaylin says she experienced pure terror for all of those years when Bell was on the run.
It never stopped until the day he was arrested.
In tears, Bell offered an apology.
I'm so sorry for what I've done and the lies I wrote. I'm so sorry.
Do you accept his apology?
No.
Again, Bell was sentenced to 20 years in prison with 8 to serve. He also has to register as a sex offender. Live in Newport with the mobile newsroom, Susan Campbell, Eyewitness News.
We begin with breaking news. A former gymnastics coach at the Middletown YMCA is sentenced on molestation charges.
James Bell avoided arrest for more than a decade, even making it to the FBI's most wanted list.
Tonight, he finally learned his punishment and was confronted by some of his victims in court. Eyewitness News reporter Susan Campbell joins us now live outside Newport Superior Court.
2 victims and the father of a victim spoke here in court today. The judge said they were the most powerful impact statements he's ever heard. A child molester who spent more than a decade on the run has pleaded guilty to his crimes.
I'm so sorry for what I've done and the lies I wrote. I'm so sorry.
James Bell admitted to molesting 3 girls under the age of 14 in 2001 through 2003 during his tenure as a gymnastics coach at the Newport County YMCA. He was arrested back then but skipped bail. He was finally captured this year thousands of miles away in Washington. Before Bell was sentenced to serve 8 years in prison, 2 of his victims and the father of a victim told the court about the devastation and trauma Bell had caused.
Pure terror. And it never stopped until the day he was arrested. I saw him everywhere.
Kaylin Britsky is one of Bell's victims. She says it was empowering to confront the man who terrorized her for so many years.
I never really pictured what it would be like to see him again or to confront him about the things that he did, but doing it today definitely made me feel a heck of a lot better.
After Bell is released from prison, he will be on probation for 12 years. He also has to register as a sex offender. After Bell was sentenced, the Newport County YMCA sent us a brief statement saying, in part, we express our relief for the victims' families and our community that this case has come to a close after more than a decade. Child sexual abuse is a serious social issue, and the Newport County YMCA has been a leader in implementing policies and protocols to ensure youth are protected. Live in Newport with the mobile newsroom, Susan Campbell, Eyewitness News.